Hello everyone, welcome. Today I'm showing an updated version of my portfolio from the video 8 months ago, and a lot has changed. Now, why am I doing this? Well, the main reason is because as an investor, I'm very curious as to what people are buying and what they hold in their portfolio. I'm guessing you are as well as you clicked on this video, but on a deeper level, it's showing transparency and it's showing my biases. I only really talk about projects that I'm invested in or I plan to actually invest in. That can be viewed as good or bad. But I personally would rather watch someone who talks about the same projects, believes in the same projects month after month, year after year, than they create to jump into the next bandwagon or trend simply just for views. So I really would appreciate if you would leave a like down below in the video, and let's get straight into it. Okay, so number one is going to be a shock, and it's mainly due to recent price action with this crypto, and it's XDC at 25.6% in the portfolio. As from June 2022 to August 2023, XDC was fluctuating around the 2 to 3 cent ranges, which I even tweeted, do not sleep on these levels. I am buying heavily, and it paid off because we're still 2 to 3x up from those levels. And XDC is always going to stay around these high levels in my portfolio because it's not just a short-term hold, it is a long-term hold for the future, as XDC is working towards solving the inefficiencies in the trade finance sector, a $20 trillion market. Also, their regulated connections, like being standardized by the UK, the ICC, the ITFA, the MLETR, all quite complicated, but I've shown a mind map on screen by utility fee and XX1133 to make it all simpler. And if you haven't heard of this asset, I really recommend you check out these videos on my channel shown on screen, going into detail. There's so much going for this asset recently, especially past the 20th of September, the Electronic Trade Documents Bill being in law, and the Trade Finance Investors Day in October coming up. Stay ready. And finally, my price predictions for this asset, which I'll do with every single crypto on this list, is the 20 cent to $1 range. Now, obviously, that is a huge range, but the main reason because of that, that's set up for my profit taking strategies. For example, taking 40% of the profit at 20 cents and so on. And in second place is XRP at 19.2% worth of the portfolio. It was first place in the last episode and for the majority of my investing journey, but it has changed quite recently as I took a little bit of profit with XRP around the 80 cent ranges. Not that big of a deal, as it's one of my biggest holds, does not make that much of a dent in the portfolio. And again, being a bigger hold, a 2 to 3x is a big deal compared to a smaller position worth a couple of thousands of dollars or so. And XRP should always stay this high in my portfolio, mainly due to how long I've been actually buying the crypto itself. And the first crypto that I actually saw with a use case, a purpose, cross-border payments, something larger and bigger outside of crypto, like tapping into the realm of utility. XRP, that's what's drawn me to it. But haven't bought in a while. It should, decay, maybe QNT take over it due to actually accumulating the asset. I'm very cherry picking around the 20 to 30 cent levels of XRP. I don't know if we'll see those levels again, or at least for a while. So predictions for this asset finally are the $3 to $10 ranges. Once again, very large range, but that's set for my profit-taking strategies. And before we go into number 3, I want to make a quick detour to what's going on with exchanges and cold wallets. For example, a lot of people are flooding Binance, but a lot of executives of the past year have actually resigned, and people are alluding towards the same situation with what happened with FTX. Will it happen? Will it not? No one knows, but what I do know is that self-custody is always the answer, and my answer to that is the decent hardware wallets. And currently, you're from the UK, you're from the US, or you're from the EU, the majority of my viewers, shipping is currently free. So once you've bought it down below with the discount links in the description, go to the tutorial video in the description, and you can watch how it gets set up. And in third place, we have QNT at 16.8%. If it wasn't for XRP and XDC actually appreciating in price, QNT would definitely be number one in terms of price accumulation of me actually buying the crypto. That on top of the price actually going down from my average buys being around $100 to now around $89 per QNT. And the reason I've been buying so much QNT, as I said before, it's my personal BTC in terms of scarcity. We compare to other assets like gold, the issues being that it cannot be audited, the number, there's more gold in the ocean, and more miners can literally just mine more gold. With BTC, beyond digital payments, what is the actual inherent utility? There is none. When it comes to quantum networks, overledger tech, fueled by QNT, connecting any blockchain to any protocol. And in terms of short-term price action, if there was any crypto in my portfolio that I would expect to drop further, it probably would be QNT. But I'm not fussed when it comes to QNT. I dollar cost average into the asset as I have a long-term vision for QNT all the way up into 2030. So whatever price I buy it right now is not too relevant. Obviously, a premium at $50 would be absolutely fantastic. So that being said, my personal predictions for this asset for the bull run approaching are anywhere from the $500 to $1,200 ranges. And in fourth place, we have HBAR at 13.1%, the same levels as the last video, and the price has slightly increased, but not much at all. Again, HBAR along with QNT, I've been buying quite heavily, and to me, it's not an instant 100x gem, but a long-term hope for the future, with strong fundamentals and moderate returns for the approaching bull run. And Hedera is third gen, scalable, energy efficient, and a superior layer 1 with having the first enterprise application deployed at scale in Web3, being Atma.io, and more use cases by the day like ServiceNow, ESG, regenerative finance, and it reflects heavily in the TPS. And HBAR is always going to be around these levels in my portfolio because I'm invested in the 100-year vision that Lehman Baird and Mance Harmon have set out. Final predictions for this asset is anywhere from the 30-cent to $1 ranges, very vast, very large, but it's based around my profits-taking strategies once again. Now we're on to fifth place, quite a drop in percentage in terms of the actual portfolio, and it's XRAY 6.4%. Right behind QNT, this has been one of the assets I've been accumulating the most because I'm so bullish on XRAY. Right after the hack situation, a lot has happened. They're regaining trust back in the community. In my opinion, doing so will smash through expectations. New token, scarcer supply, and it's fuel for the protocol. And recently, with my portfolio, why I've been buying so much NXRAY is because I've been thinking more realistically. When it comes to XRP, QNT, HBAR, I'm expecting conservative returns anywhere from the 10 to 20x levels, but I'm needing a moonshot. I'm needing a higher return investment in my portfolio, higher up, and that's why I've been buying so much NXRAY. Right? It's rare for a project this small with a team of such standards of 10 years in investment banking, Barclays, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, working at one of the biggest Dutch companies in the world, and so much more. And we spoke about in the recent video, thinking the next market will be the tokenization of real world assets. Alliance Block is the infrastructure provider for decentralized, tokenized markets. I think they'll be a big player in the future. So my final price prediction is around the 50-cent to $1 range. And in sixth place, we have XLM at 6.1%, not that far behind XRA. And similar with XRP, I've not bought any, but due to recent price appreciation from the 7 to 8 cent ranges, it has held its own. Now, don't get me wrong here, I do like XLM, but when it comes to XRP, the price is so correlated, it is uncanny. They have different utility, but whenever XRP pumps, so does XLM. A lot of the time also, I feel really too diversified, so I'm thinking, why do I hold both? Why don't I sell one and put it all into one of the either? And so for now, I'm just going to hold on to XLM and hope it decouples from XRP during the next bull market. Final predictions for this asset anywhere from the 50-cent to $1 range. And in seventh place, we have APIFREE 4.8%. One of my favorite holds I'm still buying through the bear market. There is new lows since January, but it's held its place through the constant accumulation. APIFREE is a first-party oracle solving the oracle problem of trusting third parties to deliver data. There's so many other flaws with third parties when it comes to lack of transparency, vulnerability, and middleman tax, and many more. And like with every single project on this list, there is flaws, especially when you get to a market cap of this level. Nothing is going to be perfect. Personally, with APIFREE, I would like to see more marketing being done, a bigger community at that, and sort of pushing out the idea and simplifying how APIFREE works, as a lot of the average investors would not even understand this technology, let alone APIFREE. So that being said, my final predictions for this asset for the bull run is anywhere from $10 to $20. And now at 8th place, we have LCX at 3.7% of the portfolio, quite a significant drop from 6th place in the last video in January, mainly due to the price depreciation, peaking in January around 14 cents, now at 4 cents. LCX is in the realm of APIFREE, NXRA, DAG in that low cap territory. I'm betting on LCX taking a portion of the crypto exchange market share, as I believe there's so much room for that other than BNB and CRO. And recently with the LCX community, I'm seeing a lot of the individuals very unhappy with LCX performance on the exchange in terms of liquidity and the working product as a whole. Recently, I joined their AMA to see what sort of changes are being made. For volume, they're integrating multi-level fees for the actual working product of the exchange. They're optimizing the internal process, and to onboard more individuals, they're reducing withdrawal fees. And I'm personally going to keep holding my bag as I've reached my actual target that I had with LCX. I'm just going to leave it on the side for now and wait and see what happens. I didn't see his concerns being raised. We were pumping to 14 cents. I'm going to put along with people being upset with their investment going there. I'm going to leave it at that and just let my bag sit there and see what happens with the bull approaching. So my final predictions are anywhere from the 30 cent to $1 ranges. Now we're getting towards the end of the video. Two left. Ninth place DAG, 2.7%. Suffered this year in terms of price from 6 cents to the 2 cent ranges. All-time lows of this bear market. And so much going on with this project. We have a focus on big data, working with the Department of Defense. They recently had a hypergraph hour where they stated how enterprise income is going to translate to the DAG token utility, and the Department of Defense is going to be running a metagraph. And this is going to take Web3 to the next level. Despite all this happening, a lot of people are quite negative, like LCX on Twitter, stating publicly they're selling their bags. No one really wants to know, really cares, to be honest, but they're selling their bags. Just usual bear market activity, to be quite honest. They're not really focused on that. So with DAG, final predictions for me are anywhere near all-time high, around 46 cents. In last place, 10th, we have CSPR at 1.7%. Still mainly holding it for staking purposes and waiting for lower entry points. I want the same lows as we had back in December, approaching those 2 cent ranges, and I think we will. When it comes to this crypto, great tech, great partnerships. I just have not bought more. As I said in the last video, I'm quite diversified. So I'm just going to leave it staking, leave it there, see what happens in the bull run, and move from there. And that is pretty much it. That is my portfolio. Keep in mind, do not copy anything that I've done in this portfolio. Same with my public portfolio series. This is just done for transparency, and I enjoy sharing what I hold, and hopefully you can let me know down below what you hold. What are your top 3 cryptos in your portfolio? Let me know down below. But if you made this far in the video, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like down below, and I'll definitely see you guys in the next one.